Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Holla for $1 strip for a tip. This is your girl Joe. Don't kill me. I know. It is a total of 3 days in the new year, and I'm already slacking on my macking, but I'm eddying up and getting myself back together. So today's episode is really just a self-reflection on myself and the relevance that I kind of sort of make on what's going on in my life, right? So for y'all that don't know, I'm in the middle of a total of 3 classes that I have to finish and complete in 6 days. And I have an event that I have to plan that's going to involve a skit. And we're going to be at a legendary house. So I'm completely excited about the entire situation. But the problem that I realized was the lack of discipline and consistency. So a lot of things that we've realized over the course of years, and this is just myself talking to myself, is I began to sit up here and imagine all these great things happening. But the fear of success have always held me back, or the fear that it will work have always held me back. Now, is it right? Absolutely not. But this year I decided to do something different. I wrote down a total of, I believe, 100 goals, 100 goal ideas, and I wrote them down. And one of my major ones were, let me get my list. Hold on, let me get my list. So, like I said, I went to get my list, and I got my list, and I'm just going to do about 19. I'm just going to say 19 of my personal goals. And again, you don't have to personally agree with this, but this is just my personal goal list. And whatever is for me is going to be for me. So can't nobody take it from me. And that's how I see it. So my first goal was to basically just make my own home. If y'all don't know, I never sit up here and try to hide the fact that I live with my adoptive mother. And it's her husband, and my 2 children. And of course you're thinking like, damn, bitch, you're over fucking 30. Shouldn't you be out the house? Absolutely. Completely 100% agree. The problem is from the age of 18 to 30, you're still trying to sort of get it together. So, number one, you don't know how the world works. Nobody has properly expressed or explained to you. Certain bills come every month. I know that should be self-explanatory, but there are certain things that I've learned thus far that are an obligation and not an obligation to you when it comes to bills and contracts and all of the above, right? My second thing on my list was to have stable income to pay for all the things that I need and I want. My initial goal is honestly to be a content creator. It took me a total of 27 years to realize that I love this. It fulfills me in ways that no man, no woman, no nothing. It's like an opera song to an opera singer. So yeah. To be more disciplined, which again, I already knew I was one day behind, but I stated that I cannot dwell on the past that I'm behind. If I keep thinking and or assuming that I'm behind, I'm going to always stay behind. So right now, I feel like I'm ahead, and I'm getting back to my regular scheduled program. Now, I did go and buy my gym membership last year. I did not start because the way my schedule was presenting itself, it just was not working out. And that's fine. I am still going to go for the gusto. Like right now, I'm about to finish up my social media marketing credential. I'm also about to finish up my privacy and law for the United States course and my French course. So I'm a little more interesting. Now, the next thing I put was to lose weight. A lot of people who've actually seen me in person, they like my size. They like everything about me and wish that I would never want to change. What I want people to understand, number one, to be the size that I am, I'm 260 pounds and I am 5'3" and a half. Don't get it twisted. Make sure you add the half. The problem with that is, number one, it's harder to dress me up. It's harder to find clothes that fit my body because from the side, I look like a 10. I ain't even gonna cap. I ain't even gonna hold you. I look like a 10 from the side and from the back. From the front, I look like you squeezed the bottom half of the toothpaste and it just all came out in the middle. And me personally, I don't like that. But at 31 years old, I really honestly just came to the realization that I don't want to lose weight. I just want to tone my body. Like, I feel like if I was toned, I wouldn't have much of an issue. It wouldn't look how it looks. But I'm honest with myself, right? A lot of people also, I'm pretty sure, didn't put this on their list, but I did as one of my goals for this year, which is being a better parent. My creator, and if you know why I say what I say, you'll understand. My creator did not show me how to be a good parent. Nobody has a book to this shit, right? Every day I'm learning that my kids, the little people with no jobs and with all the opinion in the world, really are the official definition of a conundrum. Seriously. I wish I could sit here and be like, yeah, I know my kids like the back of my hand. I don't. Because every day they're growing and evolving into something that I would have never imagined that I would be if I was given the same opportunity that I give them to be themselves and make their own decisions. And if they feel the need to question the ability of what I'm doing, where the hell would I be? What type of adults would they be if I stopped this opportunity from them, right? Again, this is my goal list. It don't have to be your goal list, okay? One of my goals was to become famous and grind and hustle. A lot of people associate grind and hustle with just the worst images that you can think of. The dope boy, the dope girl, jail, da-da-da. No, I want to grind till there is no more grinding. Like, till the point where I could sit back and be like, all the labor that I put in, I finally can enjoy the fruits of it. I really can. Every opportunity that I gravitate towards and that I'm learning on the day-to-day basis, it's preparing me for something bigger. Y'all ever seen like a 1,000-piece puzzle? Each little part of that 1,000-piece puzzle, it's only to connect you to a bigger picture if you have never realized that. And that's what I'm starting to get to. Now, me personally, I still have to work things out. I still have to work my ass off. And I still got things that I got to do, baby, okay? I can't sit here and I can't lack around and I can't second guess myself anymore because, like I said, this year for 2023, it's kind of like it's a do or die type of situation, you know? Like, I'm trying my hardest to be authentic and I'm trying my hardest to sit up here and just be me, and it's hard. It's hard when I know that the people that I am calling my coworkers or my associates online, I'm competing with them, but I'm competing with a fictitious image of who they really are when I'm just being authentically myself. Again, it's the honesty in me. It really is. Another one of my initial goals was to go ahead and have multiple streams of income. The rich people do it all the time. It's nothing new. We always want to sit up here and just make a mental note that this one specific income is not the only income that I need. I need to sit up here and just do a little bit more than what the hell I'm doing, right? So I started a thing where I would go live on Twitch, which means I'm killing two birds with one stone. I'm going live on Twitch on my actual cell phone, and I recorded my podcast on an older iPhone that I do not have service on anymore. I'm not making excuses for myself this year. Like, as bad as I want to sit here and be like, you know what, I can't do it because of XYZ. If I continue with that attitude, I'm going to be doing that shit for the rest of this year. Nonetheless, I'm going to make it happen. My next initial goals, again, were specific to just my social media in general. So, getting 50,000 subscribers on YouTube, getting over 10,000 subscribers on, getting 10,000 followers on Instagram and 25,000 on Facebook, because I'm already at 10. Like, I already have these initial goals in my head, and I'm just like, if I sit here and I continue to lax on the goals that I set for myself, what the fuck? I can't expect other people around me to have the best intent if I don't even have the best intent for myself. Does that make sense? All right, y'all. So for the last part of my podcast, I decided that I was going to do something a little different this year. Every day I'm learning something new about the law, and just about a bunch of different stuff. So I figured that I would leave something on your mental by giving you little information. And I think I want to do it out of, I'm always trying to reach in my book bag for something. So I have 3 books, and I feel like that they are essential to life, honestly. It kind of gives you a smidget or a dash of salt to the beginning of this entire situation. So if you haven't gotten them, they're about, I want to say they're about like $5 or something. The UCC Connection and How to Free Yourself from Legal Tranny. Meet Your Straw Man and Whatever You Want to Know. And Common Law Handbooks for Jurors, Sheriffs, Bailiffs, and Justices. Now, these are 3 books. They're written by the same person. It's about $5. I also suggest that if in case you do get these, they're very short books. So if you're not a reader, you're just like, oh, I don't want a thick book. They're not thick books. They're very small, very thin. And very, 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 very informative, especially for people who go to court all the time. You have a lot of cases. I'm just trying to put some things on your mental because it was put under my mental. Another suggestion that I will put out there that probably would be a good suggestion to also get would be the Black Law Dictionary. And the Black Law Dictionary is a little expensive, but it's well worth it. So yeah. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out which section I want to read. Okay, so in this UCC book, UCC is basically a certain type of law that they use, and I'm going to give you just not the full definition, but kind of sort of a snippet of it. UCC is basically federal law. It's a part and attached to federal law. Matter of fact, let me just not, let me make sure that I'm giving you the correct information because I don't want you to question what I'm giving you for a reason. So UCC is an abbreviation of Uniform Commercial Code. Now, ever since I started getting into this journey of learning law, common law, natural law, and all that other shit, it's really been messing with my mind, for real. And it blows me. So, the biggest one that I found were kind of like, you know how when you look something up, you always have to look up stuff that's pertaining to you, your situation, or whatever you go through on a day-to-day basis. So I'm going to just give you like the layman's term of it, and then I'm going to tell you what the book says. So the biggest thing that a lot of people don't know, anytime that you sign any piece of document, you are, how do I explain it? Basically, anytime that two people sign a contract, it's considered, anytime two people, because I want to make sure I say it right. Anytime two people sign any documentation that's considered a contract, three people, it becomes a bond. So with that being said, this would include any cell phones, any tickets that you get from the police, court documentation. If it's two people, it's a contract. So a UCC 1-308 it basically provides the ability to declare that you're not agreeing to this contract. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because for me personally, I used to get tickets all the time. When I say my driving record is shitty, it's bad. Okay, I've gotten plenty of tickets. I never sit up here and deny, oh, you know what? I wasn't a speeding officer. I don't sit up here and give the officers no time to go back and forth. Just give me my tickets so I can go. It got so bad for me personally. I had a couple of officers that kind of sort of knew my name and was like, again. And all I could say is, yeah, again. So let's go ahead. Give me my tickets so I can keep it moving. If I would have, the officer always signs the ticket, right? So that's the first signature. The second signature is my signature. And of course, if y'all don't know, a lot of officers, especially here in Georgia, they'll say, when you sign this, you are not admitting to guilt or anything like that. But what you are doing is you're agreeing to the contract that you are signing. Yes, it's not admitting to guilt. It's not saying that you are guilty or not guilty, but it is saying that you agree to the contract, which means that in the contract of that ticket, it states that you were speeding and you basically just admitted to guilt. Now, if I would have signed it and put UCC 1-308, it would basically get dismissed. And I'm going to tell you why. UCC 1-3, if you put that under every signature, it doesn't matter what signature you have, basically you'll be waiving your right to claim the involvement of that contract. A lot of people don't know a contract can be verbal, written, but it's between two people at that point. Basically, when you put this under your signature, you're basically saying that you don't know anything about this. You're not involving yourself when it comes to any type of this contract. You're not involving yourself. Yeah, you're signing it, but you're literally not involving yourself. Now, I know, just me giving you that tad bit of information, you're probably like, okay, that sounds really crazy. But there are two parts to this. What you do is you would sign wherever you're signing. It doesn't matter what you're signing. It could be any contract, anything that you and someone else sign. I don't care if it's the car loan, whatever the case may be. And I think I'm going to do a YouTube video probably sometime later on in the next month or two about car rescission. But that's a whole nother tale for another day. ADHD be kicking in. So what you'll do is you'll put without prejudge UCC 1-308. When you use without prejudge or without prejudge UCC 1-308 in connection with your signature, you are basically saying, I reserve my right not to be compelled to perform under this contract or commercial agreement that I did not enter knowingly, voluntarily, or intentionally. I do not accept the liability of any compliance benefits or any unrevealed contract or commercial agreement. And I know that was a lot. I know it was a lot. But please go and look it up. Since I started learning this type of stuff, I literally have not signed a contract, and you don't know how excited I am to do so. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Holla for $1, short for a tip. This is your girl, J.O.E. I am back with another episode. I'm super excited. I don't know. I think being here and being consistent is fucking with your girl. Now, if y'all don't know already, I need y'all to go follow me on all platforms if you wish, if you choose to. It's very free to promote me, okay? Follow me on Instagram, it's dirty_Joe. Follow me on TikTok, dirty_Joe. Follow me on YouTube, Navadia, Dirty Joe B. You know what I'm saying? Just follow me on all platforms. I always have a link, which I'm going to have to place in the description since this is where we're going with it, you know? Now, first things first, I have to just get through this because I learned a new word of the day. Learned a new word of the day. Word of the day is germinate, which means to begin, to grow, or develop. I'm going through that phase right now. Me personally, and like I said in other previous podcasts, if y'all don't know, me personally, I have been going through a withdrawal from social media because I've been sitting back and I've been learning and observing, but I initially want content creating to be my career. And I want the job that I have right now currently to be my last job. I don't want another job after this. I don't want to take on a second job. I work enough overtime at this one job, along with working overnights. I've been, going live on Twitch, and I've been going live on Instagram. Well, I'm about to go live on Instagram. Going live on Instagram, going live on all these other social media platforms because I'm really working hard this year to get my name out there. Even if people don't like what I do, I can appreciate my effort going towards my actual dream. Now, today's episode is going to be a little slightly different. Only reason being is because there is a couple of different things that I kind of wanted to discuss. And a lot of people sit up here all the time and say that, give me a second. Sorry about that. Of course, I got people still messaging me, and I'm on YouTube live right now, and I know it seems very, very, very unprofessional, and I'm not editing this in no type of way because I wanted to be the real authentic thing. I like to read a lot of books. A lot of people, they're into the digital copies and stuff like that. For me personally, it's nothing like a good old physical book. Now, one of my please go and read. And I'm not going to read the entire thing in its entirety, but I'm going to read certain snippets of certain things, and we're going to complete this whole entire book together. It's going to be a little series. It's going to be short, and I pray that nothing bad happens when I do this because I'm doing this out of goodness of my heart, and I feel like this is very informative to certain people. So, for those who have been sitting up here trying to manifest everything that you want to do in life, this is a good self-motivating book. It has a total of 3 parts, a total of 18 chapters, and we're going to go through all 18. So that's the good old 18 episodes that y'all going to get specifically for this book, and we're going to go through it together for real. Okay. The name of this book, and I'm going to make sure I have a picture of it. So you'll kind of sort of see what's going on. Hopefully we will. I believe personally we will get through this book. And once we get through this book, of course, we'll have another one all the way up until February, because February, y'all know what that is. That's Black History Month. So we're not doing nothing but actual factual details. Okay. So anyway, the name of this book is called Get Out of Your Way by Russ. If y'all don't know who Russ is a multi-millionaire. He is a a dope ass artist from Atlanta, Georgia. And he came out with this book. And one day there was this girl on TikTok, and forgive me because I don't remember her name, but she used to, she was like, be delusional, be delusional, be delusional. So one day, as she kept saying, be delusional, and a lot of people were tagging and stitching her video, Rust, one of my favorite artists, he was like, that's crazy that you say be delusional. I want to say her name is like Kiera something. And he was like, that's crazy. Be delusional is a part of my book. If y'all don't know, go get it. It's a good self-help book. So I was like, let me see what this man's talking about. Because number one, he's too fine to not have a book. And I'm too smart to not be reading this, okay? So let's get into it. Y'all hear me flipping little pages. All right. So the first part of the book, of course, is the introduction. We're not going to go through that. But part 1 is called Delusion. Chapter 1 is about manifestation and speaking your goals into existence. So let me go to that. Let's get to that part. And like I said, I'm on live right now on YouTube. All right. So yeah, chapter 1, manifest, speak your goals into existence. Now, I probably need to start doing this a little bit more, which is possibly, rereading the chapter, but I have. But here we go. A long time ago, this woman told me, you have to be careful what you think about because it comes true. You can think things into existence. You can speak things into existence. You can believe things into existence. This is called manifestation. Now, that was one of the parts that I actually highlighted because I feel like that was important. A lot of people don't understand or don't realize that your mouth and the things that you write and the things that you think about are the most powerful things. You never have to lay a hand on anyone to become a threat. And I also realized that as an African-American woman, my skin is the most threatening thing to America. And I haven't done anything yet. I haven't even spoken. I haven't written a word. I haven't done anything. But, to each his own. Where do I want to go next? I'm going to go to this next one. So, all of my success is a manifestation of what's been in my head since I was a scrawny little 7-year-old boy standing at the fireplace in my living room, clutching a notebook that I had written many songs in and wrapped my heart as if I was on stage. And before I knew it, I knew who I was. A lot of people get that connection of who they are or who they want to be from a little kid. But as we get older, we kind of lose those dreams and aspirations because we feel like the bills are important, which they are. Don't get it twisted. I'm never going to sit here and say, follow your dreams and don't pay your bills. Yeah, nah, that's not going to be me. But I will say this. For me personally, my personal vendetta or my personal dream has always been, number 1, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. Number 2, I always wanted to be my own boss. I didn't want to work for anyone. Number 3, I always wanted to be on TV and be an entertainer. Necessarily, I knew I could sing, I can carry a note, a tune, but I didn't want to go in that realm. Like, I wanted to be the person that directed, or I wanted to be the person on the radio. And, for whatever reason, a lot of people did not think that we would become into the era where we're at right now, where you can do all of those things and not have a degree. You don't have to go to school for these things. These are the things that make you who you are. And that's why when you're a child, you know exactly what you want. There is no capping about that, period. So let's see. I'm going to go to another part. He has this in quotation marks on page 22 of chapter 1. It says, anything I want, I speak into existence. That's how I'm living. And that's how I'm winning. A very true statement. So let's go to this one. While I was waiting, I got a jumbo-sized notepad and a red Sharpie, and I scribbled out a bunch of signs and hung them around my room. One of them said, I have a platinum debut album. I apologize. I am the biggest artist in the world. I am most sought out producer in the world. I wanted to wake up surrounded by my goals. Back then, I had to hype myself up. I wasn't merely hyping myself up on the surface. Deep down, I knew I was great and I thought I was, but I was broke and had no results. And with that, I felt like I had nothing but the thoughts in my head. Those positive declarations were secret affirmations. Either I posted them on Twitter for the whole world to see. I was externalizing, which is a part of manifestation process. I wanted to document the before because I knew that I was going to make it. I wanted to be able to look back and say, yep, I knew it all along. Back in 2011, when I was making shitty beats, I tweeted, $1 million a beat. My first Twitter handle was at Russ on the beat. Wait, what he said, at Russ on the board? That's crazy. That's crazy that he said that. But anyway, so what I'm getting from this is, at the end of the day, when you speak, like when you say stuff like, I don't have no money, or what the fuck am I going to do? I don't know what I'm going to do. You do know exactly what you're going to do, because everything that you say is going to get pushed out there, whether it be good or bad. I'm going to give you a prime example. So there was this friend that I was dealing with at the time. Him and I, we live two different paths right now, but to each his own. So he, how do I explain it? Okay, so basically, a job that he was working at basically shorted him his hours. Well, not shorted his hours, but did not give him a check reflecting the hours that he had worked. Me being the friend that I am, of course, I'm volunteering to call, no problem. You know, he was just like, what am I going to do? I can't be homeless. I can't take care of my kids. I got to, do this, do that. And of course, I was just like, everything is going to be fine. Everything going to be okay. Like, we don't have to go back and forth about the situation. Like, for me personally, once I've heard a problem and I've offered a solution or two, and we agreed on one or the two or both or whatever, I don't want to hear about it no more. This was a continuous thing. This was every day. He was like, how would you feel if they didn't give you your check? I said, well, first of all, anytime that anybody has ever not given me my check, number one, you get a good cursing out and you get one chance to fix it. I'm not going to go back and forth with you, and I'm not going to worry about it because I know my bills are going to be paid and I'm going to be fine. That's kind of how I always thought. For whatever reason, I do stress out. I'm not going to sit here and make it seem like, oh, I'm just an unstressful ass bitch, because I'm not. But I sit up here every day and I realize that my life could be way worse than what it is. Think about that. It's somebody that's right next to you right now that has a way worse situation than you do. And because of that, you have to sit up here and believe that, you know what, because of all this stuff that's going on, what I can do is I can make it a better situation by sitting up here and just at least thinking positive. That's easy. It don't cost you no money. It don't affect you in no type of way. The only thing that it may do is affect the way that you're thinking, because once you start saying out loud, you know what, it's going to be fine. Everything's going to be better. I'm going to make it work. It's going to come too. Stop throwing in the towel before you even sit up here and get to the motherfucking pitcher's deck. You ain't even got to the pitcher's deck. You ain't ran to not one base in your baseball diamond field, and you already saying that you're out for the count. It doesn't make sense. All right, so let's see the last little part that I found highlighted. It says people tend to talk about all the things that that's going to happen in the future. They say, I'm going to be successful and I'm going to be a big artist. That's the mistake that we make when we speak things up. When you set your achievement in the future, you are already putting it off. The future never comes. It will always remain the future. And you will always remain chasing it and waiting for it. You need to say, I am successful. You need to believe that so deeply that you are waiting for the world to catch up. Now, if Russ ain't saying nothing true in this part of the book, I think that's it right there. Like, now I will keep going into this, but I'm not. I always try to give someone a small, slight token at the end of each and every podcast because, again, it's probably gonna be an upload of 1 or 2 of these. Anyway, my token for today is, if you decide that you want to live this life as a content creator, I need you to be open to all opportunities of making money. And when I say that, I'm saying that because Facebook is offering you $35,000 for content for views, right? Instagram is offering you anywhere from $1,200 to about $25,000. That's what they're offering you. TikTok can offer you a certain amount, based upon how many views you get, whatever, right? They offer subscriptions. That's money every month. They offer badges that you can buy, and that's money every month. And that's not only just on TikTok. They're doing it on Instagram. They're doing it on Facebook. These are multiple streams of income when it comes to content creating. I just found out a couple of days ago that CapCut is offering $100,000. If you make your own template and it becomes a very trendy template, they are giving you money for that. They're offering $100,000. So don't subject yourself to just making videos. Oh, I got to make videos. No, you can have people subscribe to your channel and make that monthly income. Don't stop yourself and don't hold yourself. But anyway, I have to go. Holler for a dollar, shoot for a tip. I got to go make some money. And from here on out, just start speaking these things into existence. Speak the best manifestation that you can think of. Whatever your situation is pertaining to, just say, I am in front of it, or I'm doing in front of it, or it's going to, or it is. Be very intentional with your words. I love you guys. Bye.